All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to halftime of tonight's contest. We got our Cyclone player spotlight. We're joined by seniors, number 19, Zach Wallin, and number 28, Justius Wallin. Guys, appreciate you taking time to come in and talk to us. Let's go back to last week. Let's go all the way back to Science Hill. Judge, this is for you, and Zach, I'll ask you the same question. You come in all summer, all spring long, all summer long. You've been playing tailback, H-back, tight end. Very little tight end. Coach Whitten goes in, makes a flip, switch, makes Stacy happy, puts you in a tight end. You scored scored a touchdown, like 2 extra points, had a great game. Why don't you elaborate just a little bit on that game a little bit?
I mean, going from tight end or from running back and H-back to tight end, I mean, it was difficult, but Coach started early that week trying to get me to tight end because, I mean, it's not really a weak point, but he wanted to use me there a little bit just to get the ball down the field and try to just mess with their defense, and it worked.
Now, Stacy said tight end's always open.
Yeah.
All right, now Zach, I'm going to ask you, the end around option pass, what was going through your mind when you were 15, 20 yards passing, you was waiting for the ball to get there to throw from Justin?
Well, seeing it in the air, I was like, is this getting there or not? And then it landed perfectly. In stride, the great ball by Justin. We worked on it in practice. We knew it was going to be open in game, and we executed it.
Yeah, the thing I've noticed about you two, watching you all the way from your freshman year all the way up to now, and Zach, especially you're the type of receiver that you don't tip off, the ball's coming. You wait till the very last second, just throw your hands up, snatch it, and go back down. And Justin, you run the routes are so precise, whether it be flat route or you run the out route or whatever it may be, you run it. How much pride do you all take in that? Zach, go ahead and start with you.
I feel like we have to take pride in it because as a freshman, I had a lot of people to look up to, and they counted on me when I was on the scout team to show them the best look that I can give them. And then going into senior year, I know that I have to give it all. So maybe Coach this will see me. We take a lot of pride in running routes and everything.
I mean, like you said, I mean, we're seniors, so, I mean, every little thing counts. I mean, whether it be taking one wrong step in the wrong direction, I mean, that can be the difference between an incompleted pass on 4th down or scoring on 4th down and winning the game.
Setting up route sessions pay off. All right, final question before I hand it over to Stacy. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about last week's game. Last week's game was a lot tighter than some people thought it was. Tennessee High had 3 big plays. You both played a pivotal role in that contest. What was the difference between week 1 and week 2 offensively? We'll go ahead and start offensively. Zach, you're offense, Justin, you do defense.
Okay. Offensively, what I think we came in thinking different is hit the short passes because they were sinking. We went from first play of the game. I ran a post. It was open. Didn't really have much time, but I mean that's on the line. They're doing their best, and then we went in it with the mindset of just move the ball down the field, get good field position, and score.
Defense, Judge.
Going from Science Hill to Tennessee High, I mean, Science Hill was a team that didn't throw the ball too much, but they had some real fast backs that we knew we'd have to tackle, and it'd be real hard to tackle. But going to Tennessee High, I mean, they had some good backs, but they were more beefy, so we knew we had to close the gaps and just be able to tackle on short yardage and just make stops, cause them to get some turnovers.
All right, Justice, I'm going to correct Tony on one thing. I loved seeing you at tight end. When we got to about 20 yards in the 4th quarter, run the ball, I said, put 2-8 in the backfield.
He did. He did.
It tickled me to death last week when I saw 2-8 in the backfield.
I love it.
There's just something about when you're in there, it just looks different. If you had to choose one, which one would you rather play?
I pick linebacker.
I'm on offense now.
I'm just honestly, I kind of like tight end a little bit better, but I mean, I don't know, well, actually,
Coaches will see you, so you're all right.
I might like running back a little bit better.
It's just, the tight end was good because that was a weakness that Science had. And to be honest, what Tony's talking about, you know, these Witten boys have a brother that's going to be in the NFL Football Hall of Fame by catching passes, digs, and sitting up right in the middle, and it's always open. So you're the perfect person for that. But it seemed like last week when we knew we needed some yards, they stuck in. They stuck in the middle, and you were able to do that. Zach, let's talk to you a little bit about. We've watched you for 4 years now, especially on defense. So just roaming back there in the back, and we'll talk a little bit about the Science Hill game first. That was probably as good a game as I've seen in the last 4 years. As far as the defensive backs go, because they really trying to challenge you, and it looked like some of those passes that the receiver may have had a step, and you and Jack were able just to close that gap quickly. So talk a little bit about that, and then talk a little bit about how it was different back there in the defensive backfield last week.
Going in from the Science Hill game, we were thinking it was going to be like deep threats, deep threats, stay back, and then fill the alley when we have to. Last game, it was they're going to throw the solo, or we're going to have to fill the alleys. But mainly we were working on filling alleys. And in practice, T and Coach, T and Coach Corey, Coach Jenkins, T and Coach Jenkins, they helped us a lot. T was a very good athlete back in the day, and just learning from him has helped us a lot.
Okay. Let's talk about last week just a little bit as far as the defense goes. For the most part, you bottle them up. They had 2 plays at right at 50 yards and an 80-yard. And, when you talk about a team that had 5 first downs in the whole ball game with 300 and some yards, what happened on those plays that they broke on? And Zach, I'll start with you on that.
One play, they scored a post down the middle. We had worked on it every day in practice. The only play they run in that formation.
Right.
It's 2 and 3 stack, 1 out wide, and then we just had one safety running in late from the sideline subbing in, and he just couldn't see it in time.
Justice, let's talk to you a little bit about, because you say you like playing linebacker. You're going to get a real chance to this week as Westridge comes in. I know you've worked on this wing tee, and that is something that they like to add in, and it makes it a little bit difficult. So talk to our listeners a little bit about the difference between throw the ball deep at Science Hill, going to try to run it down your throat at Tennessee High, but then to face Westridge with this wing tee. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing this week.
Well, I mean, it's a weird offense. I mean, you really don't see it much anymore, but when you do, it's effective. But I mean, we just gotta know our assignments. I mean, everybody's got a job they have to do, and if we all execute, we shouldn't have no problems.
Zach?
Just talking about last week too. This week, they're a heavy run in the wing tee, so I just got to keep my eyes on the H-back motions. I got to slide across the field, make play, and then if our alignment's just messed up a little bit, it's probably going to be a big play, so we got to keep everything in line and everything.
How hard is it as a defensive back or even a linebacker? And you talked about assignment football. And Tony and I talked about that a whole lot last week. Talked a lot about that with Coach Witten during our interview last week. But especially in the wing tee, it is so tempting when they're feeding that ball and feeding. When you're out there, you're thinking, man, I want to play a little bit too. And so you start sneaking in there. And you start thinking, okay, I want to go in there. I think he's got the ball. I'm going to go tackle a linebacker. And that's when they pop along. And that's what Westridge likes to do. They like to bait you. How hard is it for you as a senior to do that, but also as a senior, how hard is it to help your teammates to understand, look, if the ball goes away, you got to stay at home. Mm-hmm. How difficult is that if you go 2 quarters and you saw nothing but something that's almost like an old wishbone offense, which they like to run over there some. And then all of a sudden you see a pass come in, you think, oh crap, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. So how difficult is that for you, Zach? We'll start with you, because you're going to be back there seeing a whole lot of that this week.
Yeah, from the H-backs, which that's what I'm keying mostly this week, is the H-backs, the motions. They will bring the H-back on to the flats and turn it up for a wheel. They'll run post wheel, and I have to run with that the whole way. So I feel like if my line is wrong by just a little bit, that could be a touchdown or something. So definitely practice to make sure this week is right.
Zach, what's your read, where you're standing?
I mean, it's really about like not taking any plays off, because I mean, they, especially Westers, I mean, they might give it to the dive 3 times in a row. You might think that, I mean, well, I'm just gonna do it again. But I mean, it's about like not taking any plays off and just staying disciplined in your assignment, knowing that anything can happen at any moment.
One thing about a wing T is it's always dive, pitch, or quarterback. Dive, pitch, or quarterback. And what's your assignment at your linebacker position with that H-back? Because if it's a dive, he's coming for you.
Yeah.
That H-back is coming for you.
Well, I mean, on the dive, I'm supposed to be hopeful that the plan is for me to attack it hard enough that H-back ain't got time to get to me. But if they fake that dive and they go for that option, I gotta fight over him to play to the pitch.
Guys, really enjoyed the last 4 years watching you play. Really enjoyed the last few weeks. I'm really looking forward to the game with West Ridge. And keep up the good work. Keep up that senior leadership, and go out in style.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our halftime segment. Spotlight on our seniors tonight, 2 big contributors for the Cyclones for 4 years. Justice Wallin and Zach Wallin. We look forward to seeing what they continue to do in the second half. Tony and I will be back after these words from our sponsors on WBC.